The Burning Springs update went live for Fallout 76, and I'm here to talk about it and let you know if it's worth playing. So first off, I'm going to give very brief, condensed overall thoughts. I think this update is good. It's not amazing, but it is good overall. I've been going through watching my footage back and checking it out, and after like 4 or 5 hours playing, all my negatives are like fairly minor stuff. It's a lot of this could have been done better, rather than oh this is bad, this makes things worse. Overall, this is just a positive thing for the game. What we're getting is a whole new location, a new main quest, new events, new enemies, just quite a lot of new stuff, and like all of 76's updates, it's free, so if you've already got the game, nothing to worry about there, you just get this. In order to access Burning Springs, you'll need to cross the bridge at Point Pleasant. This is a location in the forest, you just walk straight over, and hey, you're in Burning Springs, this brand new region. The area's surprisingly dangerous for somewhere that's right next to the forest, so if you're a new or low-level player, do be warned, it could be dangerous. Now in this video, I won't do any main quest spoilers, I won't tell you what's going on because I don't want to ruin that, but I am now going to talk about the main quest while keeping things vague. So the main questline itself is pretty short, like a lot shorter than I was expecting. It's just a few missions, probably take you a few hours tops. I think it took me like 2.5 hours, and that was with me exploring and doing other bits in between. It's very much not a long main questline. However, it is clearly just the start of an ongoing narrative. This isn't like an entire standard RPG questline, this is like, oh, Act 1 sort of deal. So there's no doubt going to be a lot more in the future, and it will carry on from this questline we've got for now. The quests themselves I did find to be pretty linear. There wasn't a lot of choice for what to do. I think I saw 2 skill checks, which would just let me bypass a little thing here and there. But overall it was a lot of just do the objective, go to place, do thing, come back, turn in. It was very standard as far as quests go. The one thing that was cool about it is a couple of the quest objectives were to complete some new challenges, which did give a bit of variety in what you could do, and I did appreciate that, despite the fact it's very linear overall. There's no amazing rewards to rush for from this questline, so if you're just concerned about like stats and stuff, don't worry, you can take your time with this. It's just a fun one to play through, get to meet a few new characters. It's a decent enough narrative, so I would recommend playing through the questline, but don't feel like you have to rush it or anything like that. I think the biggest thing for Burning Springs that it has going for it, and that is taking place in the area, is the bounty hunt system. So this has 2 different tiers to it. The first are grunt hunts, which you can pick up at Highway Town. You head over to the Ghoul, the Walton Goulgins, there we go, got it in the end. Head over to him, he's got grunt hunts on the table, you can just pick them up, and it gives you basically a repeatable way to farm legendary enemies, which is great for unlocking the new legendary effects that were added. I found there weren't any like new weapons that I found so far, though I will touch on that a little bit later, but there are new legendary effects you can get. So if you're looking to unlock those, if you're a bit of a legendary crafter, then this is a very good way to just get legendaries whenever you want, because you can just do a grunt hunt, come back, pick up another bounty, and the devs have very much made this as a farmable process. The grunt hunts themselves, the basic ones, aren't too tough. The enemies are Burning Springs enemies, so they tend to be quite tanky and dish out more damage than a lot of the standard game enemies do, but it still shouldn't be much of a challenge for anyone who's been playing this game a lot and already has a half-decent build. Headhunts, on the other hand, are challenging. These are big community events that anyone can start, and it will begin as a public event. You need to go to Walton Goggins to get this, you need to talk to him and be like, yes, I want to start one of these, it's going to cost you and stuff, so it's not something to do unless you're confident about it. However, I would definitely recommend heading over to any that other people start, because you still get rewards, you get to kill multiple legendary enemies, like it's still worthwhile doing them. There's good rewards you can get from completing them. I think like all the events and stuff in this, there's a chance of getting like unique plans or whatever, so that's pretty good. However, you will generally need a lot of people to get these events done. The enemies here are real strong. Like genuinely, I died for the first time since when the raids were released. I haven't died since the raids, and it was during one of these headhunts, because I just got up close to one of the enemy bounty targets we were going after, and I just got killed. Yeah, so these can be difficult. I am not a character who dies in this game. It felt so weird to actually die that I struggled with the whole respawning thing because it's been so long. That is the difficulty spike of this. And overall as well, I would say that this area has a bit of a difficulty spike with a lot of the enemies. Not all of them, you still get standard enemies and suddenly you'll feel strong. But there's a lot of like raiders in power armor who are just very tanky. The difficulty spike has been very standard Bethesda fashion, where they've just given them more hit points and a damage boost. So it's not like it's more challenging per se, it's just a lot of enemies are tankier than their base game variants and dish out more damage. So it's just going to take you longer to get through it all, and you'll have to remember to heal a bit more. In terms of the new region itself, it looks pretty cool. It's not huge. I've already been like north and south and gone all the way because it's just a new area added onto the west side of the map, and it's not that big. However, it's a proper wasteland environment, and as someone who loves Fallout 3, this is very much my sort of vibe. It's a proper wasteland, it looks very cool. I'm looking forward to getting some photo mode and wallpapers done for the patrons, because this is a cool looking area with a lot of interesting stuff to just see. The environment itself can get a little bit difficult to navigate through, especially because there's sandstorms and stuff that can pick up. However, it's not too bad, you should have an easy time navigating around. Once again, it's not a huge location, and there's quite a few points of interest on the map, so it's never that far you have to go between areas. You're not going to be walking through nothingness very often. Now, in terms of some side stuff to do, the main thing is finding Abraxadine Intel briefcases. These are scattered all over the place. Apparently there's 151 of them, potentially, and the more of them you collect, the more rewards you get. This will mostly be like Abraxadine merch, basically. So like a t-shirt or plans to build stuff in your camp. It's just a little collectible side quest. Doesn't seem too interesting to me, but I know a lot of people who just like to get stuff done and like to collect things will be a fan of this. And while there are like 150 odd to collect, I think for the big reward you only need to collect about 70 or 75, it's about half of them, so you don't have to go searching for all of these, but you'll stumble across a lot of them as you play. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I haven't found any new weapons or armour sets in playing. You do get rewarded with some clothing options. From doing the main questline, you unlock plans for new clothing, which I do like the look of. However, I've not seen any new weapons or armour, including in stuff that I've seen enemies using. I hope there are some new weapons and armour. I know there's at least one, which apparently is the Dom Pedro, the 50 caliber revolver. However, to get this, it looks like you're going to have to unlock it in the scoreboard. It's at rank 55, I believe, so doubt anyone's got that yet, even the people who really grind it out. So that one's there. It's like a huge hitting revolver. It's basically the one the Ghoul uses from the Fallout TV show, so it's going to be real strong. But it's going to take all of us quite a while to get, and I will need to start grinding for that pretty soon, because I've already got a build plan for it, and it's apparently going to take me much longer to unlock than I thought. Something else that was added in, as well as the scoreboard, which I will say the rewards on that look quite good, are some challenges. I mentioned these earlier, because you have to do them for some of the quests, but there's just a huge heaping of Burning Spring specific challenges, and a lot of them give you like 10 caps or something where it's clearly not meant as a proper reward. But a few of them have actual interesting unlocks, and it kind of promotes you to check out all the different locations, to use photo mode to fight different types of enemies. I do like this. I hope they start throwing in like new challenge sections for any new locations or big quest things in the future, because this is just kind of fun. Also, you don't have to complete all of these challenges in Burning Springs themselves. I know there was one I did during one of the quests, which was to kill enemies with fire damage, and because the Burning Springs enemies are quite tanky and I was not set up to use a flamer, I just fast travelled over the forest and burnt a ton of things there, and that worked out well for me. Now, the final thing I think I've got to mention are the new public events. These are Sinkhole Solutions and Gearing Up. Gearing Up looks like the more interesting one, as it's like arming up Deathclaws, which just sounds so cool. However, I've only been able to do Sinkhole Solutions, which is fighting off like rad scorpions and destroying their nests in this region, which is a fun enough quest. It's fine as far as events go. Wasn't amazing, but I had a decent time with it. These are part of the whole standard public event rotation, hence I've not been able to do Gearing Up because I just didn't happen to be online while it was active. So these will pop up from time to time, you won't be able to farm them or anything, but they are some new public events, and that's just nice to have. Just a bit of new content for players who are burned out doing the same events from years and years back now. Overall, I do think this update adds in a decent bit of extra content for regular players. The bounty hunts give a lot of repeatable content for those of you who want to just keep playing and playing non-stop. If this is like a daily game for you can just pop in, do a few bounty hunts, get some progression that way, that's nice. The story, on the other hand, is short enough for those who care more about the narrative and RPG sides and don't love the grind. Could be a bit challenging to get through if you're on the more casual side of things. I was able to get through the main story though, so it's definitely not a case of needing to be maxed out or anything. I'm running a fairly casual build, I really don't play this game that often anymore. I just like to be able to jump in, kill things without too much challenge, and while this was a noticeable challenge spike for me, it's definitely not like unattainable for your casual player to get through this. It'll be tough, but once again, the main story's short, so doesn't matter if you fail a few times trying to get through it, it's not going to take you a crazy long amount of time. I do think this is a good update, though it's definitely not as big as I was expecting. I expected a little bit more from it, but the area and the characters we meet will be built upon in the future, so I am looking forward to that, and I imagine as time goes by, throughout like 2026, we'll probably have like 2 or 3 big updates, which add more main quests, maybe a new event or something, just throw in more stuff here and there. I also would really love some more Raider-themed weapons and armour, because I was really expecting to get like a new Raider gun and a new Raider set of armour, but I've not really seen much of that so far. I could be missing it. If anyone has seen new weapons or armour in the game, do let me know in the comments, because, you know, I've not uncovered everything yet, but overall, this is a good update. If you're someone who has been playing 76 fairly recently, then I think, yeah, give this a go, it's just some new content, what's not to like about that? If you're someone who's not played for years and years, the game is very different now. Just flat out, so many updates have changed things, every build can be somewhat viable, there's new content everywhere, it's great. If you're an entirely new player, or someone who doesn't have the game yet, then maybe you want to pick this up. I wouldn't say this is, oh yeah, everyone should buy the game, especially because the game's back at like full price on most things now, whereas it was like 75% off on the past weekend. So I'd say if you're someone who's considering getting the game, maybe wait till a sale. Fallout 76 is 7 years old now, it goes on sale quite frequently. You don't need to rush to get into this new content. It'll be here for a long time, it's not going away, so take your time if you haven't bought the game. And hopefully this was helpful to some of you. If it was, leave a like, put your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to see what the game is like for a brand new playthrough, then go and check out Bad Company Gaming, because on Friday I will be starting a Fallout 76 challenge run from the start of the game. So that'll give you a good insight into what it's like starting up 76 at the end of 2025, which is very different from what it was like starting the game when it first came out. As always, thanks for watching. Sarge out.